Hey there everybody, Mac here, and we are going to talk about special factoring situations when we're factoring out quadratic equations, okay? And so there's a couple, and on this one, well, first of all, before we begin, let's not forget that all this can be found at maxtutorials.com. And again, if you like this, if you subscribe, you make comments, all that stuff is great, okay? So let's talk about this version A. And again, I do have a video on this where I discuss this on the whiteboard. So I'll just discuss it real quick and then we'll just start doing these. These will go really, really quick. Okay, so these right here we would call trinomial squares. And the reason why we call that, if you take a look at them, first of all, the third term has to be positive. And if you notice, third term is positive on all of these, okay? So that's the first step that needs to happen. If this is negative, this doesn't work. And also, this has to be a perfect square, okay? And if you notice that this is a perfect square, and if you notice that if you take that square and you double it and it becomes the middle, what you're going to do is you're just going to go the x, you're going to go square root of 25 is 5, and you're going to use the sign of the middle, and you're going to square it. Okay? Now, if you remember, now, do you really have to know that? Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's do number 3. I'll do the right column later. But see, if you do this back in the way that I showed you, you have your x and x. Third term is positive. Okay, so signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle number. What multiplies the 36 and adds to 12? 6 and 6. Which is also x minus 6 quantity squared. Okay, let's keep going then. Number 5. If you take a look at this, I see that the square root of 49 is 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. So this fits into the pattern, so I can go like that. Number 7, square root of 81 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. So this one fits into the pattern. But because the middle is negative, I've got to go negative with this. I take a look at the third one. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So I can go and do this. If you're like, oh man, I'm going to forget some of this. I don't even know what to do. Who cares then? Don't even do it. XX, third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle number. What multiplies to 100 and adds to 20, 10 and 10. Which is the same as saying x minus 10 quantity squared. So it's totally up to you. If you see the pattern, great. If you don't see it, don't worry about it. This one, square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So that's in the pattern. Take a look at this one. Square root of 4 is 4. Sorry, square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. X minus 4 quantity squared. Now, this is also really good to know when we do something called completing the square later on. We're going to go back to this. So remember, when you take the square root and the square root times 2 is the middle, that's the pattern. We're going to go backwards to try to find these later on, okay? This one is going to be an x plus 11 quantity squared. This one's going to be an x minus 12 quantity squared, okay? Now, let's look at these. I showed you on one of these, it's the pattern is really this. This is x squared plus 0x minus 16, right? There's no x value, so that's like saying it's times 0, right? Well, third term is negative, so signs are different. What multiplies to 16 and adds to 0? A positive 4 and a negative 4. Okay, so the pattern here is when you see these, is a perfect square on the left and it's a perfect square on the right, and it's a minus sign. If this was x squared plus 49, you couldn't do this. It wouldn't work, okay? You'd have to do something else. So, once you get the minus sign, all you do is x plus 7, x minus 7. Okay, you just change signs and put in the square root. Boom, 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 x. What's the square root of 64? It's 8 and 8, and it's plus and minus. Number 8, boom, 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 boom. It's x and x. It's plus and minus, and it's 9 and 9. That's all you do when you see these, okay? It's just a trick. Okay, now I showed you the long way, okay? So if you really want to do the long way, you can, but this is so much better if you can just remember this. Signs are different, 11, 11, okay? Perfect square minus a perfect square. So the first square goes into first, and it's good to know where these are coming from because that's going to matter later on because we're going to make these harder and we're going to put a number in front of those x squares. And remember, your signs are different. Don't do a plus plus or a minus minus. The signs have to be different. Okay, boom, boom, 13, 13. Signs are different. Boom, 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 boom. You know what the square root of 196 is? That might not be something that pops up to you right away, but that's going to be a 14. Okay, plus and minus. And you should know up to 225 your squares, okay? Square root of 225 is 15. So x, 15, 15, plus, minus. So those are the tricks, okay? So there's version A. If you understand that, you're good. If you want more practice on them, you can go off to B, and I'll see you guys there.